Ibrahim Haidiri, the fishing community at the port of Karachi in Pakistan. You won't get rich here because the sea is yielding less and less. 200,000 people live from fishing. This is becoming more and more difficult every day, also because the habitat of fish, the mangrove forests, is being cleared. Mangroves are used for furniture, construction and heating. The timber mafia earns money from the trees in the salt water. But a young woman is protecting and planting mangroves. She is very lucky. She was the first in her family to be allowed to go to school, and she can now live out her commitment to nature. There is no organisation, no sponsors, just 22-year-old Muqaddas Tahir with her strong will.
The timber mafia cuts the mangrove trees in the middle of the forests, leaving bare, cleared areas. But from the outside, you have no idea. The timber mafia is a system that reaches all the way up and is supported by politicians. That's why the felling of mangroves is still permitted.
Everyone knows, but no one says anything. Muqaddas Tahir, however, refuses to be intimidated by the timber mafia. Her goal is to make it illegal to cut down mangroves.
The roots of the mangroves are partly in the air and partly in the water. Fish use them as protection. If these trees are cut down, where will the fish live? That's no different to us humans having to live without a house. We should be afraid that the sea will soon be empty. We belong to the fishing community. That is our bread.
Nobody messes with the timber mafia, except this young woman.
If I were a man, they would harass and threaten me or even kill me. But because I'm a woman, they don't take me seriously. I use the fact that I'm being underestimated for a good cause.
Muqaddas Tahir has had some initial success, as we will see. But first, we turn to the role of women. Karachi, Pakistan's largest city, is home to 20 million people. Most of the streets belong to men. Women can expect to be harassed as soon as they set foot outside the door. But women are not only at the mercy of men in public. Domestic violence is a daily occurrence, and so-called honor killings are still not uncommon. Pakistan is one of the most dangerous countries in the world. According to the United Nations, only in Afghanistan are women and girls more threatened than here. In this conservative Muslim society, women are only considered complete with men. Alhamdulillah, thank God. There is often an opportunity right next to the abyss. Edhi, known as the first and largest rescue organisation, a charitable empire financed exclusively by donations from Pakistan, was set up by Faisal Edhi's parents. His wife, Saba Edhi, now runs the children's homes and women's shelters, and he manages the rescues and hospitals.
She's doing it since my marriage. You know, it's almost 24, 25, 26 years ago. And now, after the death of my mother, she's full-time working with this organization. She is giving maximum time to the inmates of this organization. Children and women, both are more vulnerable in our society because violence is a everyday part of our society.
Good morning.
What are you doing? Math, very good.
मैथ में क्या मतलब?
You have beautiful handwriting.
Very good. मेरे को आप सिखाओगी मैथ?
Saba Edhi has 4 biological children of her own, but she serves as a surrogate mother to everyone here. Even the women who receive everything from medical care to a new home.
तो ज़ाहिर है वो बाहर अपने बच्चों के साथ
How are they supposed to survive with their children if they're abandoned?
रोड पे कैसे रुलेगी? तो वो बच्चियों को फिर हम
They end up on the street without anything to eat.
बच्चों के भी इसका खाना पीना मिल जाता है, रहन सहन
We offer them a safe place here. We offer them protection in this center.
जगह है ये हमारी ईडी सेंटर हमारी
This is one of many centers for people seeking protection and those in need.
इदारे हैं इतने सारे
Girls and women feel safe here.
तो इसलिए कि जरूर
Men are not allowed.
मजबूर औरतें यहाँ पे सिलाई जाती है.
The way to a normal life is to find a man, to get married.
अच्छा और कवर रिश्ते आते हैं तो वो सारी हम
We receive marriage proposals and scrutinize them very carefully with a special team.
इनका प्रोसेस होता
The process takes up to 3 months.
महीने लग जाते हैं.
If the groom owns his own house, not just rents, if he has a good income, and the women agree, we also give them a dowry.
इनकी शादियाँ करते हैं.
Getting married is an event in Pakistan, especially among the upper classes. Those who can take this opportunity to show what they have. On stage, none other than Rahat Fateh Ali Khan with Qawwali, Sufi music. Arranged marriages are still common today, even in the upper society, and should not be confused with forced marriages. Yasmeen Lari grew up as part of the elite, Pakistan's star architect. Her marriage was also arranged and happy.
When you look at the urban areas and you look at the privileged, well, there's no problem. And even though women may not have the same control, but they can fight for their rights if they want to, and they have done so.
She completed her studies at Oxford Brookes University in the UK.
I think I've been very fortunate all my life, and I had a very privileged upbringing where, of course, we had a very kind of secluded lifestyle because my father had served with the British.
There was no shortage of money. The parents treated all children equally.
We had one brother, but there were 3 sisters, the 3 of us, and I don't think we felt any discrimination. So they wanted us to also study as much as our brother did. And that was very, very fortunate, very rare for that time.
She quickly became a star. She was also able to juggle family and career. Yasmeen Lari became a renowned and award-winning architect.
I was very outspoken, so I was very critical, and a lot of times people didn't like it, but sometimes it also made sense to some people. So, so I started to get these projects which were going to be done in a very conventional manner, and they trusted me to do something different.
She designed extravagant company buildings and hotels. In stark contrast to the Pakistan she later devoted herself to. 20 years ago, Yasmeen Lari realized just how serious the water problem was, how hard Pakistan was hit by natural disasters, and how much people here were suffering from climate change. It was then that she really became aware of homelessness and poverty. So she dedicated herself to social and sustainable architecture.
33 million people have been displaced. That means they lost everything. Whatever little they had, their belongings, their shelter, anything that they had is gone. It's all been swept away. Now, if you were to use high carbon methodologies, can you imagine to house 3 million households? How much carbon would be emitted?
Precisely because Pakistan is so affected, the people here should not inflame the situation any further.
I'm very hopeful and very optimistic. If we were all to just share a kind of a way to achieve confidence. And I feel that with architecture, what I'm doing is in a sense giving agency to them.
The recipe against misery is education, still a rare luxury. School is too expensive for 23 million children, many of whom have to work from a very young age. Only 1 in 2 adults can read or write a few words. Aansoo Kohli can do much more. She has worked hard for her education, the first in her family to do so. Her leg has been weak since she contracted polio at the age of 2. After an operation, she can walk without crutches, and her dream has come true. She is a teacher.
This is the place where I started my educational journey. With only 5 students here in my stable, I'll never forget this place.
Umaqat is a few hours' drive from Karachi. Far and wide, there was no education on offer here. Until she founded this school more than 10 years ago, a school for those with special needs and no money. But not everyone in the area was immediately convinced there were problems. Aansoo Kohli is physically disabled, she is a woman, and she belongs to the Hindu religious minority, in a country where Islam is enshrined in the constitution.
The doors of this school were broken open to force us to close it. Then these children would not get an education and would have to spend their lives like slaves, working with their hands. But I didn't give up. I was prepared for many things, and I continued to build the school so that these children could one day become doctors, officers, and teachers.
Aansoo Kohli doesn't just stand on her own 2 feet. She encourages others to be self-determined, especially girls. They need support.
After my wedding, I was worried if my husband would let me work. I have a great husband who supports me and lets me do everything.
A year and a half ago, a third of the country was underwater. The Great Flood was very close here. This village is green and sustainable, built with nothing but bamboo, earth and lime, according to plans by architect Yasmeen Lari. She has revitalized the old building style.
As an architect, I never knew about lime. I'd always used cement in new buildings. Lime was only for historic buildings, you know? And so, but I learned how to really use it.
Lari has modernized the traditional Pakistani stove, the chulha. This skill is turned into money. Women pass on their knowledge to other women for small amounts of money. A few families can build small villages together. The stove is fitted with a second stovetop raised from the ground to form a throne with dignity and colour.
It's all on a platform. And this is how she's beautified it. It's all earth. Okay, nothing more. And so it's very, very inexpensive.
The ground was also made more flood-proof and canals were built. Wells provide fresh water, small vegetable gardens provide food and beauty. Even if the next natural disaster lures around the corner and not even the sublime house can withstand it, this village can be rebuilt in just a few days.
If we can create a situation where you are not, the poor are not dependent on anybody else, and that's a matter of just sharing knowledge with them. They're all hard-working people. They want a better life. But normally there's nobody to help them. They look at themselves as if from the eyes of the white. So they have two personalities in a sense. One that is their own, which they know, and the other one is that's imposed. And the same is true for the poor. They are looking at themselves from the eyes of the people who are on the top, who say they are worthless, you can't do anything. So they never believe in themselves. What I'm trying to do is to tell them, look, you have the power, you can change your own lives. So I don't believe in charity, I don't believe in giving anything away. It's the people themselves who we are training and who are doing things themselves. And I think that's the way things can happen, can be improved.
Yasmeen Lari doesn't want to play Robin Hood. She wants to show what is possible, even on a small budget and without leaving this planet devastated. Back to Muqaddas Tahir, who believes that it is particularly important for young people to be part of the solution, not the problem. That is why she is very active on social media and regularly gets together young people and children from the area. Today, a group of young men to raise awareness.
Here in Karachi, Pakistan, we have two types of mangroves. You can see the difference in the trunk and the leaves. The one is thin and long, and with the others, the leaves and trunk are bigger.
And then she gets political.
We have to put pressure on the government to change the laws so that felling and clearing is criminalized tomorrow.
Education begins even before lessons start at Aansoo Kohli's school.
If we brush our teeth in the morning, our minds will also be fresh. Remember, education is the only weapon we have to break the chain of slavery.
Meanwhile, Aansoo Kohli's school is a brick building. Not all the walls have been whitewashed yet, but lessons for 500 children in 10 classes are underway. Elementary school, secondary school, and the kindergarten group. Not long ago, these children still had to work in the fields all day. Word of Aansoo Kohli's commitment has spread. Pakistan's Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala Yousafzai has invited her to the United Nations in New York to present her with an award.
I never thought that a poor girl, the daughter of a farmer, could visit the USA. At Malala's invitation, when she was awarded the Nobel Prize, I was given the title Malala of Sindh.
she was accompanied by her brother. Travelling alone as a woman was unthinkable. The biggest challenge is to convince parents in the area that their children's education is worthwhile.
The most difficult thing is to convince the parents of girls, because most of them think that only the in-laws benefit from their daughter's education. If they work and earn money, then the husband and parents-in-law get the salary. We explain to them that they should give their daughters a good education instead of a dowry.
Please, God, no daughter in the next life. What have you done to me? Don't do it again. Please, no daughter, are the sarcastic lyrics sung by Anmol Malik. Liari, the oldest district of Karachi, an urban slum with a massive water problem. Until 10 years ago, Liari was the scene of long and brutal gang wars. Cycling is anything but a matter of course for women and girls here.
The girls have a lot of problems. There's hardly any public transport. It's very difficult to get to school or university. We teach them how to ride a bike so that they can become more independent and can get around on their own.
Despite the stern looks from their families, despite the harassment from boys and men, these girls escape the confinement and conquer public space.
Whenever we are doing riding in the streets of Liari, so we are getting to hear a lot of bad comments. Whenever we are getting bad comments that you are ruining our country, you are not doing good. So like we are just ignoring them, that whatever they are saying, that is just normal thing for us, because we should not stop our journey. We should not stop whatever we are doing. We should keep going it. We should not like give up.
Not only do they have to stand up to the comments of the men, they also need a lot of persuasion in the family to be allowed to play sport as a girl in this particularly poor and conservative area. Back in one of Saba Edhi's women's shelters, the psychiatric ward, nobody knows what happened to her and her child, who is just a few weeks old. Because she doesn't speak.
Can you speak? Has she had breakfast? Has she had breakfast, Dr. Shabana? What did she eat for breakfast?
She doesn't speak. She doesn't eat or drink anything. We had to put her on a drip.
Some are brought here by their husbands, often with their children. They say they don't have enough money to feed everyone. And later they come and claim that they urgently need the women. There is one 30-year-old woman who keeps coming back. Her husband brings her to us at the latest when she's pregnant again.
Some have been here for a long time, some for a very long time. Sorab Goth has lived here for 13 years, with her 2 daughters, Sana and Fiza.
I have to go to the dentist.
We will organize a transport.
I beg you, pray for me.
How is Fiza?
Fisa is doing well. She's in 7th grade. She is a smart girl.
According to Saba Edhi, It's about being on an equal footing with everyone and always.
माशरा पूरा चेंज होगा, माहौल चेंज होगा.
We can create a good society by educating people, not by producing illiterate people. An illiterate person cannot do everything. Education helps create awareness. An educated mother will take care of her children's education. Her children will in turn educate their children. A society is like a chain. The most important point is that we should respect everyone, whether young or old, uneducated or educated. Respect should be for all. Education also teaches us to respect everyone. We need respect to make progress.
Life is rough in Pakistan, so every change is welcome and every opportunity for fun. Also here in Umakot with Aansoo Kohli, the teacher and principal. This light-hearted indigenous dance is called Ras Roo. Most of the children here have never seen a Gora. A white woman is an attraction.
My daughter is called Jhansi, after Queen Jhansi Ki Rani. God willing, she will later become a doctor and help people.
Pakistan is one of the largest and, above all, youngest countries in the world. More than half of its 250 million people are under the age of 25. Life expectancy is low and the birth rate is high. These are still young, tender plants. In less than a year, the mangroves will be bushy and 2 meters high. Soon the water will come and the sea here will be knee-deep. Muqaddas Tahir has come with the group of young men to plant mangroves.
So finally, hum us jagah pe pahunch chuke hain.
Here we are. You can see the sand is wet on this bare spot. It's low tide. There's a lot of water at high tide. Of course, we plant at low tide. We often find shells here. You can always see fish and other sea creatures. We'll plant the plants now, and the mangroves will come to life at high tide.
तो मैंग्रोव्स जो है वो लग चुके होंगे तब तक.
Oh, there are lots of animals in there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
By the age of 22, most people in Pakistan are already married. Muqaddas Tahir is often asked when it will be her turn.
I can always get married in a few days or years, but this is important. No one else is fighting for the mangroves and against the timber mafia. And we have to plant the plants now.
As mangroves are good at storing emissions, they are regarded as air purifiers and climate miracles. A climate-neutral street in the middle of Karachi, designed by architect Yasmeen Lari. It is intended to set an example for Karachi, which is otherwise not very green. There is a lot of glass, concrete, and money in the headquarters of Pakistan State Oil, the state oil company. A huge burden on the climate. Yasmeen Lari is now a little ashamed of these iconic, pompous buildings that she designed in the 1980s. At 83, she is not afraid to climb through a window to get a view.
When you design buildings like this, it's your own ego that takes over, and then you don't think of anything else. So with the world as it is today, I think we have to make sure that this one emits a huge amount of carbon all the time, even now, and heat, because of the surfaces that they are, the amount of concrete there is, the amount of steel that is, as you saw. Is it a time when you know that something is wrong, how to make it right?
It is the brave women of Karachi who are doing a lot of things right and therefore better.